Some additional pointers. Meet on neutral ground, not at your spouse's office or at your spouse's mother's home or even at your spouse's attorney's office unless both of you feel comfortable doing so. Meet someplace where both parties will feel comfortable and not as though you're on the other party's home turf. Set aside a specific meeting time and agree in advance when the meeting will end. A meeting without a deadline will almost certainly drag on, especially in divorce mediation, and issues will not get resolved. If you need to meet again, set aside another date and time. Don't let your meeting run into the wee hours of the morning. When you're tired and cranky, your judgment is at its worst. Meet at a time and a place that is free of distractions, too. Give you and your spouse every opportunity to focus in peace and quiet and without being interrupted by phone calls, children, etc. Set an agenda. Exchange a written list of the issues you'll be focusing on at the meeting. Focus on agreeing. Try to talk about what you agree on. No matter how bad things are, you have the same opinion on some things if you'll look for them and find them. If you hit a troublesome point, don't dwell on it. Move on. Take care of those issues you can agree upon first. Address the low-hanging fruit issues. Then come back to the problem after resolving other issues. Agree not to talk about hot-button issues until last. The more agreements you can make in advance, the more easily you may find these hot-button issues can be resolved. Don't talk or argue about things that have no bearing upon the divorce case. This will only waste time and lead to arguments that can prevent you and your spouse from reaching an agreement in the divorce action. Start talking early. A divorce might not settle until well into the litigation process when the parties are too exhausted to fight anymore. So be smart enough to realize this in advance so it doesn't happen to you. Save time, money, and your sanity by doing your best to handle your divorce settlement negotiations in a business-like manner. Generally speaking, keep the kids out of the divorce disputes and even settlement negotiations. Most of the time, the children don't need to be involved. But if the kids are telling you and your spouse they want to be heard, listen to what they have to say and take into account what they have to say as you and your spouse negotiate a settlement.